Today on Sid the Science Kid and Friends, the periodic table. The periodic table is a table of chemical elements arranged in rows by increasing atomic number, so that in vertical columns, elements with similar atomic structure and chemical properties are grouped together.
The first column on the periodic table is alkali metals, which consists of lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, and francium. They are group 1 of the periodic table. Compared to other metals, they have low heating and melting points. They are also very soft, have low densities, and react quickly with water. I will be conducting an experiment with sodium and water by putting sodium in water and observing its violent reaction. Next we have the alkaline earth metals. They are found in group 2 of the periodic table. Like alkali metals, alkali earth metals are also very soft, have low densities, have low melting and boiling points, and are also shiny, silvery white. I will be doing an experiment to
Always remember to wear goggles when you're doing experiments that involve dangerous chemicals.
Now that we have seen these experiments, we know why these elements are not found in its pure form in nature. The third group is transition metals, and they serve as a bridge or a transition between the two sides of the periodic table. Because there are 38 different elements in this section, we won't go through all of them, but we will go through some of the ones that you may know, like titanium, iron, zinc, gold, silver, and mercury.
Basic metals in the next group. They have high melting points and high densities, which means they're very compact. They're also malleable, which means they can be bent into different shapes without breaking or cracking. Non-metals are the next group. They have a dull appearance, kind of a matte look, They don't conduct heat or electricity very well. They're also very brittle, which means they can't be bent. Some metals are in between basic metals and non-metals, meaning they aren't as conductive as basic metals, but are more conductive than non-metals. They can either be dull or shiny, and they can also either be malleable or brittle, but most of the time they're malleable. They also gain and lose electrons in reactions. Okay.
While Dmitri Mendeleev is often cited as the inventor of the periodic table, his table was just the first to gain scientific credibility. His table was not the first to organize elements in a periodic fashion. Only 90 of the elements on the periodic table can be found in nature. The rest are only found in labs where people make them. Technetium was the first man-made element. The International Union of Pure Applied Chemistry revises the periodic table as new data becomes available. The biggest difference between the modern periodic table and the original periodic table is that the original periodic table was organized by atomic weight, and the modern periodic table is organized by atomic number. Halogens are the next group on the periodic table. They are located just to the left of the noble gases. Halogens are toxic nonmetal elements. The halogen group is made up of 5 elements: fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, and acetine.
Lanthanides, or rare earth metals, are one of the much later discovered elements on the periodic table. They are paired with actinides, and they have their own little island on the bottom of the periodic table. Actinides are the radioactive cousin of lanthanides, and they are joined there in their lonely little island on the bottom of the periodic table. They were discovered in the late 18th century. The noble gases are located on the very right side of the periodic table. One distinct feature about the noble gases is that they have a full outer electron shell. This means that it is very hard for them to react.
Now you know about the periodic table and its elements. Tune in next time for chemical equations.
Big